All right, welcome everyone to Buffalo Art Studios on this spectacular, spectacular May evening. I always appreciate everyone that comes out and is part of our community, and especially when the weather is beautiful in Buffalo. So thank you all. I'm Shirley Verico. I am the Director of Visual Arts and Curators here at Buffalo Art Studio. And we are really, really excited about both our exhibitions tonight. And thank you again all for coming out. I want to start by thanking the Humanities New York. And the project that you're going to hear about a little bit this evening and that you can see in this front gallery was funded both by the New York State Council for the Arts, but also by Humanities New York. And it was our first time receiving this funding, this grant. And it has allowed us to put on essentially 6 weeks of programming. So this project, which is here on display with the mask, actually started a week ago with a mask making and bomba event with our collaborator and partner, which I'm going to introduce to you, which is the amazing Beatriz Flores. And she is the executive director of Albate, which is a tremendous, tremendous organization. We have included information on our website. She is the co-curator of this event. She is the individual that brought our attention to Multinational Illumination Art. Literally, this exhibition would not be here without her because we would not have known about these amazing artists. So I have to thank her. And the programming that is going on throughout the month is at both sites. And Bomba Dance is as much a part of this cycle as the mask. So I want to encourage you all. I have these blue flyers. They're outside the door, and they list all of the events. We are going to have a panel conversation on May 31st here at Buffalo Art Studio, and then a forum on June 1st at Albate, and then back here on June 15th for a demonstration and artist talk and more bomba. So we're really moving between the two sites as fluidly as anyone can in Buffalo, crossing, from one side of town to another. So thank you. I do have to say thank you to some of our funders. Oh, before, I know there are some new faces here. So those of you maybe who are new to Buffalo Art Studio, we are a 20,000 square foot not-for-profit art center, and we have exhibitions. We also have a whole education program that includes classes for youth and adults. And then we have 30 artists who make their work here on site. And we did have the doors closed because the galleries are air conditioned and the studios are not, but we have opened them now that it's cooled down. So when we are done with the 2 artist talks, please, please, please visit our artists in their studios. It really is part of what makes us special. And then we have the exhibitions program. And we do so much here, and it is funded by people like yourselves who make donations, but it is also funded by some very generous sponsors. This is a part of the M&T program. This is M&T Fourth Friday, so we have to thank them. The New York State Council for the Arts. We also said Humanities New York. And I think that this is now news that people know. We were awarded a Warhol grant this year, which is our first, also a big step forward for the organization. The Community Foundation, Oshai Foundation, Erie County, the Cameron and James Baird Foundation, and I think I ran through everybody. If I think of anybody else, I'll elbow the artists out of the way. And of course, donors like you. So thank you so much for coming out. And what we are going to do is our artists, we do have a translator here, Stephanie. I want to introduce her as well. And the artists are going to speak briefly. Those of you that have been to our events before, we really call it an artist introduction, in part because the sound is not great. They're going to speak briefly. We also have Beatriz. And then after this, we're going to move into the center gallery for Evelyn. But please, please, please approach the artists. Stephanie is going to be here all evening to serve as an interpreter. We want everyone to be able to express themselves fully and not to feel limited in any way by any kind of linguistic barrier. That's really what we're all about here at Buffalo Art Studios, knocking down any barrier that we have the capability to do. So Stephanie, if you want to wave so people know. Stephanie is our translator here this evening, and Beatriz, as I said, who really conceptualized this project. She brought the artists here, wanted to have a partnership, and we are really, really thrilled. So I am going to introduce the two artists. We have Benjamin and we have Deborah, and they're going to speak just briefly, about 5 minutes, and talk a little bit about their work.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you so much.
Yo también, pues, como primera palabra, pues, quisiera agradecer primeramente a Dios por la bendición de esta oportunidad.
I would like to thank, first of all, God for this opportunity that has given me.
Gracias a Niska porque fueron los que hicieron posible esta exhibición.
I would like to thank NISCA, which is for funding this and make this possible for me.
Gracias a Shirley y a Alma por proveer el espacio para que artistas como nosotros puedan exponer su arte.
Thank you to Shirley and Alma for providing the space for artists like us to expose our artistry.
Gracias a Beatriz, directora ejecutiva del Centro Cultural El Batey, por haber creído en nosotros desde el día primero.
Thanks to Beatriz, the Executive Director of the Cultural Center, Puerto Rican Cultural Center of El Batey, for making things possible.
Y gracias a todos los que en el día de hoy dieron cita. Gracias a todos por su apoyo.
So thank you so much for all of you guys that are here present today and making this possible. And thank you so much for all your support.
Gracias.
Thank you.
He is very shy.
I don't know why, because he's Puerto Rican. I mean, they're the artists. They're amazing. The minute I met them and I saw the art, I was blown away. I know about the Vejigante mask. I'm very aware of it. They're traditional, and they're very kind of like emboxed in an area where it's just tradition, the festivals, you see it only in festivities. Outside of that, they brought it to a whole different level. So what you're seeing is kind of like history and then evolution and then what's, just magic, because we don't know what's to come in the future for them, for the art, for our traditions. And I'm just grateful that Shirley and Alma saw what I saw and then created a space for them. So enjoy.
And we do have a catalog that, so Beatriz was essential in coming up with the concept that drove all of this programming. And so we do have catalogs both in English and in Spanish. It will be on our website. And really what drew me to the tradition was this intersection of art and activism. And those of you that are familiar with Buffalo Art Studio know that that's what guides a lot of our work here. Ultimately, we believe in the power of art to affect change. And what is the change that we want to see here at Buffalo Art Studio? We want to see a more just society, a more just world. And we realize that for so many people, art is a way to actualize that pursuit. And when we saw the mass and we spoke with Beatriz, and Alma, who is bilingual, I was peripheral. This was something that was exciting to work on. But it was also something that was important. We talk a lot about breaking down barriers and recognizing that we cannot have an inclusive cultural community if we are not willing to do the work as a cultural institution to make spaces accessible not only to audiences, but to artists who have traveled a different path. And that is something that I think all culturals could work a lot harder toward, and it's something that's essential to what we do here at Buffalo Art Studio. So we are so proud and honored to be a part of this amazing exhibition and to partner really with such an amazing individual who also sees the power of art to affect change and who lives it. And we're all very tired because that is the path we have chosen, but we really do value it. So thank you all. Please, 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 I know Benjamin and Deborah are shy, but I think that they have a brilliant story to tell. I encourage you after the talk, and Stephanie will be available, Alma can speak Spanish, Beatriz, to connect with them about the work, because it is valuable, important work, and I would love to see lots of exchanges and conversations. So thank you all. We are going to move into the center gallery. It is a unglamorous transition that we make here at Buffalo Art Studio, but please come on with us into the next space, and Evelyn will speak there.